Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Uh, 10:52 is the time. Paul is in Liverpool. Paul, what would you like to say?
Hi, James. Yeah, I just want to say that the age of glibness and denial is over. Jihad, the killing for Allah, is an intrinsic part of Islam. Islam is on the march, radical Islam. It is day after day, mass murder after mass murder. It's at our doorstep, and if we don't react to it, we will all pay the price, because Islam is a takeover movement.
So you want to
take over this country.
You want to address people who aren't responsible for these acts as well.
Responsible for this.
So everybody who belongs to that religion is responsible for what happened in Nice yesterday.
As Muhammad said, Islam is the religion of war, and it seeks to take over. If we don't come to reality,
I'm not trying to trip you up. I just want to clarify. So every Muslim is pretty much responsible for these murders.
Every mosque is preaching this message of jihad.
I've got some of the other lines here, just to save you. This one here is good. If you reject my commands and abhor my laws, you will eat the flesh of your own sons and your own daughters.
Jihad is the problem, James.
No, I know. I'm giving you some of the quotes.
War against the unbeliever.
I don't allow for a woman to teach. You will have to cut off her hand. Do not forgive her.
Kill for Islam. Kill for Islam. Kill for Allah. That's the message they're given day after day.
They were from the Bible.
Respond to that, we will die.
They were from the Bible.
Respond to it.
Those lines are from the Bible.
From the Quran.
No, they're from the Bible, Paul.
Nobody kills for Jesus. Nobody. They kill for Allah.
Okay.
They kill for Muhammad. They kill for this.
So what? Paul, stop talking, mate. I want to listen to you. I know you're really angry.
You're in denial, mate. You won't face the truth. You're in denial.
I'm trying to listen to you. What am I denying? That all Muslims are murderers?
No, that Islam itself is an ideology which justifies mass murder.
So how do we tell? I mean, and when they tell you that they don't believe in mass murder, they're all lying, are they?
Well, we know what they do, because it's happening every day. It's happened for centuries. Islam is the religion of mass murder.
So I just want to clarify what your position is, Paul. You just keep repeating yourself. I just want to know.
My position is this, right?
No, Paul, let me ask you a question and then you can answer it, mate. There's no need for all this rage and fury. Do we need to round up?
Don't be silly.
Do we need to round up every Muslim?
We need to close the mosque, and we need to ban the Quran, and we need to recognise that Islam is a takeover movement, and if we don't face up to it, these murders, mass murders...
But they'll still be here if we close all the mosques. So we're burning books now and closing places of worship, but all these people will still be here, Paul. What are we going to do with them?
James, I'd rather burn books than see people burned to death in bombs and guns.
What are we going to do with all these people?
Well, let's do what you want to do. Let the Muslims take over and let them...
I'm asking you what you want to do, Paul. Stop talking about me all the time.
Okay, let's first of all stop them coming in.
So what do we do with the ones that are here, Paul?
We ask them this question, right? Do you believe in jihad? Do you believe in killing for Allah?
And you think they'll say yes?
No, well, what
do we do with all the ones that say no, Paul?
What we have to do, James, is this. It's very easy.
Yeah, go on.
We have to say to them, if you want to be part of this society, you must reject jihad. You must change...
But why don't they just lie, Paul? How can you trust them?
Let me just finish, James, please.
Okay.
You have to fit in with Christianity. No one kills for Jesus. With Buddhism, no one kills for Buddha. With Chinese faith, no one kills for Confucius.
Buddhist atrocities unfolding as we speak. So what do we do with them? Because I think they'll all lie, won't they? They'll all say, I reject jihad. What do we do next?
Well, we have to put them to the test, don't we?
How do we do that? How do we put them to the test, Paul?
Well, the test is this, ultimately.
Yeah.
Are you going to reject this faith which...
Yeah, but they're going to lie, mate, aren't they? They're going to lie to her. What do we do next after they've lied?
No, well, what we do is we take the Quran off them and we burn the Quran.
Okay. But then what do we do with the people? What do we do with the people after we've burnt the books?
Well, ultimately, there is a place called Dar al-Islam. There is an Islamic world. If they want to practice the Islamic faith, let them go back to their Islamic
So you ask them to reject jihad.
So stop killing us.
Paul, you're doing it again. It's not my fault you haven't got any powerful arguments. Just shouting at me is not going to change that fact. So you ask them if they're jihadists. You ask them to condemn. You ask them to condemn jihad. They say that they do, but we don't believe them, so we deport them. Is that the plan?
If they say they condemn jihad, they cease to be a Muslim, so they don't need a mosque and they don't need a Quran. If they want to be Muslims, let them go back to the Islamic world.
Mate, I'm glad we've both stayed calm, and I wish you all the very best. You,
killing us.
You, mate, are doing their work for them. You are doing the work of the terrorists, and I guess in a way it's helpful for us to hear it so bold and so cold. In answer to my question of what you're going to do with these people, you have absolutely nothing, but you don't really care, Paul. As long as the hatred is there, you'll be happy, and that makes you the same as the terrorists. You, sir, are a hate preacher, which is fine. But if you want to ban mosques, you've got to ban churches. You want to ban Qurans, you've got to ban Bibles. That's the nature of society. Remember the banner that the French Revolution was fought under: liberty, fraternity, equality. Guess what the terrorists think about that? Liberty, fraternity and equality. They think about that exactly the same as you do. Hassan is in Leighton. Hassan, what would you like to say?
Hello, hi. Yeah. First of all, my sympathy goes out to all the victims of this atrocity.
It would have been nice for Paul to mention that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, it's the ignorance of a lot, and I'm surprised that we in Britain, some of us, have come to the state of mind, which is as you say, supports the same state of mind that the terrorists have. I'm a Muslim myself, and yes, I don't believe in anything called jihad. Jihad is actually means your effort in life. That's what jihad means. It doesn't mean killing anyone else.
Struggle it translates that, doesn't it? Rather than necessarily holy war. But I mean, to be fair, I'm not having a debate about different interpretations of these words.
There's two reasons this is happening now at the moment. And, you know, first of all, when the attacks started on Libya and Syria, the whole of Europe were turning a blind eye to all these people going out there to fight against Gaddafi and against the Syrian regime. The governments of Europe were turning a blind eye, calling them jihadists. Instead, now they're terrorists. Before they were called jihadists against Gaddafi and against the Syrian government. Now, when they come back, these people have blood in their hands. Why did we encourage them to go there in the first place?
Well, I know the point that I'm late for the news, Hassan, and I understand the point that you're making. Of course I do, but I think it may be even too late now to start unpicking those historical mistakes. There are only two sides to this debate. There are people who want hatred and division, like Paul, the caller before Hassan, and like the man who drove that truck into the crowd in Nice last night. And then there are the rest of us who don't. And quite how those two twain ever meet, I have no idea.
Enfants de la patrie, le jour de gloire est arrivé. Contre nous de la tyrannie, l'étendard sanglant est levé. L'étendard sanglant est levé. Entendez-vous dans les campagnes mugir ces féroces soldats? Ils viennent jusque dans vos bras, égorgez vos fils et vos compagnes. Aux armes, citoyens, formez vos bataillons. Marchons, marchons,